Have you ever heard this line before? It takes a village to raise a child. Pretty common. Well, today we're going to talk about the aspect of youth ministers in that village. Well, welcome to Youth Ministry Insights, and a special welcome to any parents watching today. Because normally my episodes are geared towards just youth ministers or aspiring youth ministers, but today's episode is geared towards both parents and youth ministers and how we can work together to bring the teens closer to God, closer to the sacraments, closer to His church, closer to the saints, Our Lady, and most importantly, deeper in their faith. Well, because as the saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child, but most importantly, it takes some very faithful people in that village to help your child along the way. And so at your child's baptism, and I'm a parent myself, so at my child's baptism, I did this same thing, is that I said that I would raise my child Catholic. And I know it's going to take many people to help him along his way, as it does with each of your children. So I want to first thank you for the trust that is built between the youth minister and the parent. And youth ministers, this is the most important and key relationship that you can have, is that trust with parents. And that trust does not get earned easily. It takes some time, and I understand that, but it also takes some very smart, correct choices along the way to gain that trust. And so thank you, parents, for trusting the youth ministers to bring your child, to support them in youth ministry. And that support, I ask parents, if you can give it, it is what us as youth ministers ask. We ask for that support. And it might not always be easy, because we know that you're running 10 different directions, if not more, especially if you have other children, each and every night, trying to put dinner on the table, run who to soccer, who to baseball practice, who to dance, and here and there. But putting youth ministry as a priority within your family's household, knowing when the schedule is, knowing when things are going to happen, especially the bigger events in youth ministry, are the ones that are really going to help build your child and help them grow in their faith. Particularly, I'm talking about retreats, conferences such as the National Catholic Youth Conference, also called NCYC. Also, other smaller conferences, maybe within your diocese. Other big events like service projects, the March for Life that happens each year. Supporting these bigger events and allowing your child to go on them, even if they may be overnight sometimes, again, having that trust built, are going to help your child along. But not just the bigger events, but also the week in, week out meeting. Maybe not every single week you can make it because of other commitments, other things going on, scheduling conflicts, but as much as you can make it a regularly scheduled part of your youth's routine, just as practice would be, just as a rehearsal might be, or any other thing they have going on with the other activities in their life, that support means the world to us as youth ministers, because helping us build that relationship with them, having them have that community support of their peers, of their friends that are a part of it as well, encouraging other parents to have their child come, because we know teenagers and also preteens, they don't want to do anything on their own. If their friends are going, though, that's a good thing, and they're going to come. So having the parent support of sharing the schedule with other parents, talking about youth ministry with other parents and what it's done for your child is so needed by these youth ministers, by each of us. And I speak on all of our behalf, I think, in saying we need your support. It does help your youth grow, and it helps us be able to better serve the youth, because if their friend's not there, they might not want to be there. But once their friend's there, it might change their whole mood. And you know your child. You know this already, but just speaking from a youth minister's perspective, I've seen the difference in how and what it can do. And so I thank you for that support. I also recognize that not every parent might not be as into their faith as their child is. And for some parents, that might be hard. That might be hard for them to learn from their own child. I've had parents ask me questions about things that their child learned in youth group. And I think that's important to have that open communication and with your child, and also that open communication with the youth minister as well about any questions you might have, because we are here to not just serve your child, but we're here to serve you too. It is almost like a family ministry to be able to help you along and grow in your faith as well as your child is so important. But of course, the family, the domestic church of the home is the most important basis. So if you are together as a family, even if it's just one simple Hail Mary a night, or a decade of the rosary, or a whole rosary, or just prayer before meal. However you need to start, small, or if you're already growing in your faith as a family, introduce prayer as a family. It is going to help your child along. It's going to help peace reign in your household. It's going to allow your hearts to be penetrated and a greater connection even with your child yourself. I am telling you, it does work to keep your family connected. So family prayer is important too at home. And then, of course, what your child learns in youth ministry, supporting that as well. And one last thing with the support parents, if you can, I ask, please don't use youth ministry as a punishment for your teens. And what I mean by this is you as the parent, of course, should punish your child if they do something that deserves a punishment, right? And as the parent, that's important. But punishing them from something that is good, from youth ministry, and removing them from coming to their weekly meeting because they are not allowed out of the house or they're grounded, could be taking away something that's good and helping them grow to be a more obedient child in their faith and in their life. And so maybe there's an alternative, something that they can do like service, an opportunity, and you can talk to us as youth ministers and to offer even a suggestion of service, or there's something alternatively that you can have them do. So in giving us that support of allowing them to come and to not be taking away from them growing by attending a meeting, an event, a service opportunity that is held by the youth minister, that is really important. And so parents, I thank you. I thank you for your support in youth ministers and youth ministry. Most importantly, in your support of your child in raising them Catholic and raising them in the faith. And know that we are here to support you. And so I thank you for that. And in turn, by having your child coming to youth ministry meetings and events, you're going to help touch their hearts, which in turn touch their souls, to be more devout, more deeper, more in touch with God, and more in tune to their faith. So thanks, and God bless.